Look at Talk. Brand new episode starts now. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Look Talk podcast. The podcast that tells you the more you drink, the better we sound. One of the realest podcasts out here. Go ahead, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Go ahead and show us some love wherever you are, wherever you get your podcast at. And guess what, y'all? You know we had to do a follow up to that sex episode that we did earlier this month. So this this is part two. Without further ado, she's the host of the Cashmere Room podcast. She's a short story and erotic writer, podcasting. Joining us today on Look at Talk. It's Miss Duchess Cashmere. She got the mask on, y'all. She ready to go. She in character. She ready to go. How you doing today, Miss Duchess?
Hello, lovers. I am Duchess Cashmere, the griot erotica, the pussy preacher, the female dolomite, the host of the Cashmere Room podcast. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. So I gotta ask you. So what got you started into writing for erotic novels?
I have kind of always been a writer, but about 3 years ago, right before COVID, I was in the original version of Intozaki Shango's For Color Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Not Enough. And I went to open mic with my castmates and did my very first open mic that night and just kind of caught the bug. And I am in the lifestyle. I am a dominatrix. My husband and I host lifestyle parties. So I've kind of always been that girl to everybody wanting to hear the story about what happened at the sex party. So I'm used to telling the stories about what happened. So I just took my real life as a bisexual, polyamorous sex goddess and turned that into the stories.
So what? So tell me what goes on at these sex parties. What goes down at these sex parties? Because I never heard of that until you mentioned it.
You never heard of the lifestyle, the swinger lifestyle. We get together and it's BYOB. We have little appetizers and food. We play sexy games. And we probably spend about a month prior, like we have a chat room set up so everyone can get to know each other. And we have introductions. People talk about their preferences, the orientations, how they like to play. And sometimes people have sex, and I always have sex at every one of my lifestyle parties. And sometimes people just enjoy watching. Sometimes people get massages. My husband and I do BDSM demonstrations. So sometimes people just watch, and sometimes people have sex.
That's real. So what's the craziest thing you've seen go down at one of these parties?
At one of my personal, the ones that I host, um, the craziest thing, it's not too crazy. At my parties, I would consider my parties to be kind of very almost, dare I say the dreaded word, vanilla. Nothing too crazy goes on at my parties. I was riding this guy's face, and my submissive was sucking his dick, and I was flogging my submissive at the same time. I would say that's the wildest thing.
Wow, that is crazy. That's a lot of crazy. That's the ultimate threesome right there. That's some crazy action right there.
Yeah.
I'm shit. I'm like, damn. One could fetishize like shit. Me having a beard, having a woman sit on my bed, and another one sucking me up. Man, that would be lovely, man.
He was a very lucky man. He was a very lucky man that night.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was like very lucky. So what was your favorite thing to write about? Like of all the your stories, what was your favorite thing to cover?
Of all of my stories, I would say Sadistic Wet Dreams is my favorite. That's episode number 6. And it's the story. It's one of the ones I call them. It's a fornication fairy tale. So it's set at a hotel takeover lifestyle type party. And I have been to lots of hotel takeovers before, but I've never dominated a couple. And in that story, the main character, who is Duchess, she dominates a couple. And I've never done that before. So that's something that I would love to do. And that's my favorite one of all of them.
Wait, how the hell do you dominate a couple? How the hell do you tell both the motherfuckers what to do? What? How do you do it?
Absolutely. You tell they in this story they meet at a cafe, and the couple, they are submissive in nature. They like to be dominated as a couple, and they meet Duchess Cashmere. They have a circle of consent conversation, and she dominates the both of them.
Wow. So what couple? I didn't know couples be both down to be dominated by one person.
Yes, yes. And I have kind of sort of had that. Not really. I had an impact play session with a couple at Naughty in New Orleans. That's a swingers convention, but I wouldn't say I dominated them. They really more or less, I topped them. I gave both of them impact play, but I wouldn't consider that I dominated them as a couple. But yes, some couples do. They want to experience humiliation or impact play, but they don't want their partner to do it, or their partner's not into that to where their partner can't bring themselves to do it. So they go outside of their relationship, and then someone like me would come in and dominate the both of them.
Wow. So, talking about the swingers lifestyle, what do single people need to know about these lifestyles and stuff? Like, what do single people need to know before want to attend one of these parties?
Well, for us, we ask a lot of questions. One, if you're single, make sure that you actually are single. Don't be at the party with a whole family at home and you lying and you saying that you're single. For single men, approach the husband first. Always show respect to the husband before you even attempt to start to play with his wife. And don't be afraid. Don't be unnerved when she says, I got to show my husband your picture. My husband got to know what your address is before we begin to play together. I would say for single girls, always show respect to the wife. Make sure what you're doing to, with, and for her husband, that she's okay with that. My husband and I, we kind of practice open table polyamory, to where I know everything. I'm friends with, he has a playmate who's not bisexual. So therefore I don't play with her. I don't have sex with her, but she is kind of like almost a quasi sister to me, to where we talk about girl shit and we look at outfits together, things of that nature.
Wow, this lifestyle seems amazing compared to the shit we see on, because it just seems like the main chick and the side chick, they always be fighting one another. The
Yes.
shit we see on social media compared to this lifestyle, it's just worlds difference. Like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of fascinated, but I'm like, damn. So y'all really be out here talking to the main chick and the side chick like it's nothing.
Well, for one, she's not a side chick. She is someone that my husband enjoys having sex with, and she shows me respect. I show her respect. She has her own life. She's not a secret. I am not a secret. So she's not a side chick. She is a independent single woman who enjoys sex. Just
That's
like
real.
I am an independent woman. I'm not single, but I'm independent. I play with my partner and separately from my partner, and I enjoy sex.
That's real. That's real. Who don't enjoy sex? Like shit. That is great. So what have you learned? Have you ever like learned from other women like how to do this for your husband or something like that? Or is it okay to
um,
learn from others?
I do think that it is okay to learn from others. I won't say I learn from them, because we practice what's called sexual outsourcing. So a lot of the things that some of my husband's other partners do for him, that's not my thing. So I don't have to learn it. That's what he gets. So like, I don't swallow per se. So That's something that he gets from his other partners. My husband is not submissive in nature. So therefore, I need another male partner who does enjoy being submissive to get that energy from him. So it's not like it's something that my partner lacks. He ain't down with that. So I get that over here.
Mm. So, do you think this lifestyle is for everybody? Because I've done podcasts with sex therapists, and we just talked about like if your one partner is not okay with doing something like say anal porn, like they're not
Mm-hmm.
okay with that, and it seems to be a problem, then the relationship is off. But it seems like if your wife can't do it for you, then if it's okay, you can get it from somebody else. Is that what we're kind of being like right now?
That, yes, that is, but that works for us. That is a decision that we made in our relationship. I'm not going to deny you a blowjob where the girl doesn't swallow. I just ain't my thing. But if you and your homegirl like that, it may be her thing. That's okay with me. So I have what's called compersion. I like to see my husband having sex. My husband is a dominant. I like to watch him dominate other women because, yes, I am a submissive to him, but don't hit me too hard. My threshold for pain is real low. And so we have a playmate that her threshold for pain is high. So I like seeing him in that light where he is able to express his dominance in a stronger, more forceful way because that's what she likes. I
That's
get
real.
joy. I get joy out of seeing him be pleased. And vice
Wow, you
versa. He likes to watch me dominate other men, but that's not his kink. He's not down with that.
see now that is so interesting. This sounds like some Black 50 Shades of Grey shit right here. I don't know if you saw that movie or not, but that movie was so vanilla and shit. I
It
still
was.
remember it years ago, even though it came out years ago. I still
Mm-hmm.
remember how vanilla it was. I'm like, people really do this shit? Y'all so boring with it.
I was in the theater and the movie was playing, but I wasn't really awake. I was probably, I would think I slept. I probably slept through it.
Listen, I think I made my date mad because it was Valentine's Day when we went to go see it. I think I fell asleep on that damn movie. But she was into it though because she had read the books and stuff.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, man, look at here. This is crazy. So I have to ask, what do you care about what your family may think or what friends who aren't down with this lifestyle think?
No,
Because
I
what they
don't.
say.
I am a woman of a particular age, and after you turn 40, I had to release a lot of my fucks. So no, I don't give a fuck. I'm grown. My two of my children are grown. Um my other child, she is my stepchild, and we of course protect her from that. So I'm completely open with my family, and my girlfriend ate Christmas dinner with us not too long ago, so it's no big deal.
That's real. That's real. So wow. So on your recent episode, now talk about dealing with a wrestler. Like wow, because I know like WrestleMania was this past weekend, and like
Yes, it
wow,
was Go Bianca Belair.
yes, shout out to Bianca for doing the damn
Yes,
thing. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Listen,
yes,
I get excited seeing my black wrestlers winning, even though
yes,
WWE don't be trying to let black wrestlers be great, but
yes.
talk to me about that story, that inspiration about the
uh
wrestler.
So that story is, hold on, let me find it. That is also a fornication fairy tale. It is written from the perspective where I, of course, am the main character, Duchess, and the young man in the story, his name is Andre in the story, but that really is my husband. As So it is us as if we had met in college. And so it didn't really happen. And so I've always been a big fan of wrestling. So I was just trying to push myself in my craft as a as a storyteller and as a writer. And I just wanted to see if I could create a story around wrestling. And I did. And it was a huge success. It's one of my most popular episodes. That's
Oh,
episode number
really?
18, Work Over and Push. And it's full of real wrestling trivia. I mentioned Miss Thelma, and when I wrote that story, she was the first Black woman who got inducted to the Wrestling Hall of Fame last year. And I make reference to Booker T. I make reference to real wrestling moves in the story. I talk about how wrestling is one of the original human sports, second only to races historically
Yeah.
across humanity. And it was fun. And I do a lot of real research whenever I write the stories to make sure I'm using the words correctly.
That's real. That's real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. This is another episode where you need to hide the goddamn kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hide your kids, hide your animals, hide the damn goldfish, hide everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hide all the motherfuckers who can't handle the realness, because we gets real. This is grown folks talk. Pour up the liquor. So, what kind of liquor do you like to sip on? And what kind of liquor gets y'all in the mood for these BDSM parties and this domination shit?
Well, when I am engaging in BDSM, I don't drink because I am the dominant. So I have to pay attention to my submissive's breathing and look at their body cues. So I don't drink. But today I'm drinking Parmesan and sweet tea. Parmesan is my liquor of choice. I like dark liquor. Parmesan, Peach Crown, E&J, things of that nature.
Yes, back-to-back guests where they like dark liquor. We on a roll right now with the dark liquor, because for a while, white liquor was always dominant. And everybody was like, oh, I'm on white. And I've heard so many different stories about how people were around and it didn't work out. Now, does brown bring out your freaky side or no? Because my last guest said brown will bring out their freaky side.
No, brown does not bring out my freaky side. Is always out, so I don't need liquor to bring it out. I wake up with a heart on, just like a man does. My pussy be on hard when I wake up. So no, brown does not bring my freak out at all.
Wow,
it's just regular.
Wow. It's regular. So do you have a crazy sex story for the people, you know?
A crazy sex story?
Because I know you had to have some experiences where you're like, some BDSM shit that you said, I ain't ever doing this shit again.
Ever doing this shit again? I do have a story. It's not crazy, but I do have some things that I would never do again. I would never allow my wrist to be tied up again, because I got the carpal tunnel in my wrist, and I don't like stinging pain. I like a thuddy pain as far as a flogger. Let's see. Something I would never do again. I don't really have anything on my list that I would never do again. Most of the stuff, like I had a real bad experience tribbing for the first time, and it was really awkward, but I am open to do it again with someone who knows what they're doing.
Oh, so you did it with a girl, and the girl didn't know what the hell she was doing.
Well, she enjoyed herself. She had a really good time. She was oohing and ahhing and hollering and going on, and I was just looking up at the ceiling because I was bored as fuck. I didn't know what I was new to being with girls at the time, but I am open to doing it again. So it's not like it's completely off the list. I try it again. I would.
So should that be a bad sign when it comes to sex if your partner is bored, look like they're just bored, they're not really
Yes,
into it?
that should be a bad sign. You know, granted, she wasn't really my partner. She was just somebody I was playing with. But yeah, if you're connecting with someone in a sexual way and they're zoned out looking up at the ceiling and they're not really engaged with you, then you probably should be like, hey, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, like,
you okay?
What the hell? Yeah.
Are you here? Like, are you there? What you thinking about? But you know, she was in her own zone, getting her nuts. So
she was in her own zone while you were looking bored as hell. But that's not a good partner to me. Like, I understand you want to get your nut off, but damn, you gotta look out for the other person too. You know, you gotta make it a juggle.
At the same time, your orgasm is your responsibility. So I didn't express to her that I was bored because, like I said, she wasn't my partner. She was just somebody I was playing with in that moment. And I haven't seen her since. So, it is what
That's
it
real.
is.
Hey, go back to that. Your orgasm is your
Your
responsibility.
orgasm is
So,
your responsibility. Yes.
so why do so many women love to blame a man, like if the sex ain't good, like because you didn't get yours?
Because we're conditioned through society and through culture to place the importance of sex on the man. I noticed in your last episode, a lot of times we feel like once the man ejaculates, then the sex is over. No, you just ejaculated. But if I'm not done, the sex is absolutely not over. So I think that we're conditioned as women to place so much power over our own sex onto our partners or our men or our masculine presenting partners when it's really our responsibility to get to know our partners and then teach our partners about ourselves, what I like and what I don't like. Because if you don't teach them, they're not going to know.
That's so true. And it's like, and I didn't realize this until I started getting older and also listening to podcasts of that. We need to be having these conversations like, what do you like in sex? Like, do you like this? Do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've learned over the years, I said this on a previous episode, that you might finger one girl and she might have the biggest orgasm. Another motherfucker, she looking at you like you crazy. So you got to have these conversations.
Exactly. I don't think that we as women are even taught that our pleasure is important or even valuable. We're just taught, oh, you lay down, you open up your legs, the man put his dick inside you, and that's sex. Yes, that's sex, but what about my pleasure? What about my orgasm? We're not even taught to explore or express our what feels good to us.
Damn. And it's just, and I don't think many of you get taught that either because it's like, yeah, she might set you up or she might get a hair job, but there's got to be more to it than just that,
Yeah.
So, and what I've learned is you got to research, so you just got to do your homework on it.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. I hope y'all are enjoying this another sex episode. This is just on one freaky month, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy this again. So I did need to ask this one question. Like,
Okay.
how does a person who hadn't had sex in a while, because sometimes people going through sex droughts and stuff, how do they mentally get themselves ready so way they don't, get there fast, too fast now? Because I've also seen on social media, I don't know if you saw this trend out, women talking about men coming too fast or something like that. So,
I would suggest maybe some edge play to where your dick is in the pussy and you're pumping right before it feels too good to where you're about to come. Stop, pull out, eat it, play with it, suck a titty, change positions. I think that can help prolong sex, and I think more foreplay before you even put your dick inside of her. Like, we practice a lot of what they call outer play, to where we have a lot of oral sex, we have a lot of digital sex, a lot of hand play, we use a lot of toys, we do a lot of different things well before we actually get to the actual penis inside vagina. Sex is greater than that. We use our whole bodies for sex.
oh, now that's something people need to realize, to use the whole body for sex instead of just two body parts.
Yes, it's more than just the penis and the vagina. And I mean, the vagina itself, you look at the vulva, the whole female genitalia, the clit, the labia, the inner thigh. There's all these different places to please her before you even get to the vagina. The vagina just one part. You can bite and suck and kiss on a woman's inner thigh and make her come.
Word?
You can bite and suck and lick and spank a woman on her inner thighs and make her come before you even pull the panties to the side. That's one orgasm right there, and you ain't even took her panties off.
Wow. So what are other hidden orgasms that we need to know about?
Well, every woman's different. So one thing my husband and I used to do, we used to have what I would call play sessions where we would just do all sorts of different types of things to each other just to see what you like compared to what I like. And you will find that your body has a lot of strange erogenous zones. I mean, if no one's ever licked you in the crook of your arm, you would never know that it feels good until someone does it there. If someone never licked you behind, never kissed you on the back of the neck, then you would never know that if they kissed you there, it would make your pussy wet until you do it.
Wow, because
We
I
have to play together as partners and learn what each other's like.
do you think a lot of people need to do that more often? Because it's like I see a lot of bad sex stories and stuff that they're like, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, or I just wasted my time with this motherfucker. I'm like, damn, like, do y'all get to know each other? Or do y'all just get in bed like some damn animals?
Yeah, because what you do with this play partner or this sexual partner is not going to be the same. You can't suck the left titty on all the women. All the women left titty may not be sensitive. So you have to kind of play with your partner. You have to get to know them on a sexual level because everything you try is not going to feel good. And if you don't try it, then you don't know.
That's real. That's real. Now, how does one bring up these conversations with somebody new without trying to come off as a motherfucker that just want to have sex? Like, should it just go down like right when y'all about to have foreplay, or how does one bring up these
Um,
conversations?
I'm a little different because I do have sex on the first date if I'm feeling a good vibe. I like to have those quote unquote hard conversations with people early up front because sexual compatibility is important to me, especially in a relationship. So I'm going to have um those I'm there's no coming off too hard. There's no too soon to have a conversation about sex in my opinion.
That's real. And I think the world needs more women like you because there's a lot of women they so scared to have the conversation. But I'm like, y'all want to sit here and y'all want to be like, oh, we don't want to have the conversation, but yeah, but aren't you the one that done had a baby by another man?
Oh, now, wait. It goes both ways. A lot of times the men don't be want to have a conversation too. They just be want to jump in. So I think it's some work can be done on both sides.
Yes, definitely. Work. I agree with you there. Work can definitely be done on both sides and stuff. So,
Because I think
so
that men want to have sex, but they don't want to talk. And I think that women want to talk, but we sometimes we be too scared to pull the trigger because of what society thinks. They thinks, oh, I can't have sex on the first night. Yeah, you can. It's okay. You can have
yeah, it's
sex on the
like
first night and you can never see that man again if you don't want to.
yeah, because honestly, personally, it took for me to hear one story from an older lady I was working with a long time ago. She
Mm-hmm.
told me how they waited to have sex, and they waited till they were. I think it was about 2 weeks before they were gonna get married, and they didn't have. They had sex the first time. She said it was horrible when she threw up and called off the wedding. I said, "Oh, that's how I know you need to have sex within the first couple of days." God damn it,
I
because
mean,
it's
if the
like, why
vibe is
wait?
right, go. If the vibe is right, go forth.
Yes, if the vibe is right, please go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what are some things going back to the couples and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you heard from other couples that you're like, how the hell y'all do that shit? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Mm, I would say there are some couples that um they play don't ask don't tell where they don't share with their partner everything that they do. That's not something that I could do because that's part of my sexual enjoyment. My husband and I, we love to talk about the things that we do outside of each other. Whenever we go to like the swingers club, soon as we get in the car, we're talking about, ooh, did you see me? I was doing that. Ooh, did you see me? I was doing that. When you did this right here, this was good. So we always love the recap conversations. So I would say that, you know, couples that don't like to talk about it, I don't see how they do that. But at the same time, you know, being in the lifestyle is creating the type of lifestyle that you want. So I feel like you can't really worry about what other people do and just do what you want to do.
Exactly. So how can now? I know you probably seen this before. Can you tell if a couple's just tired of fucking each other? Can you tell that
Can
from
you can you tell?
like
Say, ask the question again.
can you tell if a couple's just tired of fucking each other? Because sometimes
Can you
couples
tell
they just
if a
tired of each other. They're just tired of the sex with each other.
I don't think so. I think that everyone is very good at hiding what they don't want to know from you. If they want to cover it up and hide it, they can, because there's lots of people who have whole families at home, and you know they just come to the lifestyle party with their lifestyle partner, and you thinking they married to each other, but then they have a whole nother life outside of the lifestyle. So I think deception is very good in all areas of life, and people can have secrets in the lifestyle just like they have secrets in the regular world.
Now, what do you recommend for gay and lesbian people in the lifestyle as well? Because it's like, because I know there'll be some motherfuckers that be down low too. I'm like, I don't know.
I would say, as a bisexual woman in the lifestyle, I would say give straight women the respect that they deserve. All women in the lifestyle, at the lifestyle party, at the swingers club, everybody's not going to be bi just because you are bi. So give them the same consent that you would expect from a man. Because I've seen a lot of bisexual women, they kiss, they touch on straight women without even asking consent. Consent goes for us too. Just because we are bisexual, you know, respect them. Just because they don't want to have sex, respect them, let them have their boundaries. And for gay men, I would say find the right circle that is accepting of you. I've not been in any lifestyle situations that I know of with any gay men, but I have heard the conversations where, oh, we don't want gay men in the group, or oh, we don't want bisexual men in the group. So just take that time to find the group for you, because there is a group out there, but I don't have any experience with that, so I can't really speak on that. But for the gay women, keep your hands to yourself sometimes, sis. You know, you gotta ask consent just like the men gotta ask consent.
That's real. That's real. So going back to sex again, like a
Mm-hmm.
friend of mine, me and a close college friend of mine were having this conversation. She said just it seems to her, but she said if a man enjoys anal sex too much, she thinks he might be gay on the down low. What do you think about that?
I think that she can think whatever she wants to think about a man who enjoys anal sex. She's entitled to that opinion, and everybody's opinion is right. So if that's what she thinks and that's how she feels, then go forth. But I know a lot of men who are not gay at all and very much enjoy anal sex. I know a lot of straight women who very much enjoy anal sex. I know some gay men that don't enjoy anal sex. They're tops, so they don't enjoy anal sex, but they're gay. So I think it's a spectrum.
Yeah, it's definitely a spectrum, man. It's like, and I wish some people would just learn how to, figure out their partner, figure out what their partner like, and also if their partner doesn't like something, shut the fuck up about it and just move on, or
Mm-hmm.
join the BDSM lifestyle and where you could get it from somebody else that So how does one introduce themselves to that lifestyle? Like, how do you introduce yourself to that lifestyle, and how do you encourage somebody to be a part of that lifestyle?
Um, hmm. I introduced myself just by searching for it because I got into the lifestyle as a single girl probably about 10 years ago. I watched a documentary. I went on Google. I searched it up. Just so happened there was a club in my town. Um, do the same thing. There's websites, there's FetLife, there's SLS.com, there's Cassidy.com, there's APG, there's lots of websites that you can go to seek out like-minded people. Now, granted, you're not going to like everybody. You're going to go into some places that you're not going to be comfortable. You might see some things that is not your kink, but don't go in there turning your nose up, yucking somebody else's yum. You're going to see things that you may not be into, but you got to respect that.
That's real. You definitely have to respect that. Now, going back to sex again now, what is something you see that people should maybe try that everybody may look down on, but if you try it for yourself, you might enjoy it?
Mm, mm. I don't think that there's anything that, because I don't believe in, if you say you don't like it, okay, cool. We ain't never got to do it if you don't like it. So there isn't really anything, but I will say that I thought I would not like impact play because I thought if I let someone spank me, that automatically makes me a submissive, and I'm not a submissive. So I thought I wouldn't like it. But after I learned, and then I trusted someone to give me impact play exactly how I wanted it, I was like, oh, okay, I like that. But long as it's just like this from this one person. So I would say whatever it is, if you think you not gonna like it, then don't do it if you don't want to. But if you have a tiny inkling that you think you might like it, if you feel safe and you feel comfortable, try that shit. Ain't no shame in it. Try that shit.
She's telling y'all to try that shit.
Try that
All
shit.
right. All right, let's revisit another thing.
Okay.
Dominant and submissive.
Yes.
What makes a person a good dominant?
What makes a person a good dominant? In my opinion, a person is a good dominant if they have one, knowledge of what they're doing. Do they know how to use that tool that they're using? Do they know that you're not supposed to hit a person in a face with a flogger? Do they know that you're not supposed to flog someone on their kidneys? Or they know that you're not to hit someone in the back of the head with a whip? Knowledge, that makes a good dominant. Someone who being dominant is not necessarily being the boss. You have to listen to that submissive. You have to have enough willpower and willpower and self-control about yourself that when that submissive says yellow, they mean that shit. Slow the fuck down. When that submissive says red, the scene stops. Everything ends right then. You can't be so caught up in that you're flogging this person and you're enjoying the flogging so bad and so great, and you're so high up in your dom space that when they say red, you don't even hear it because you flogging with your eyes closed and you in the zone and they down there saying red and you're not even paying attention. So a good dominant pays attention. A good dominant knows the importance of aftercare. After you get done flogging somebody, you just don't walk away and be like, okay, thanks for letting me whoop you. I appreciate it. On to the next. And a good dominant is knowledgeable, patient. That's all I can think of right now. I think I said enough. Knowledgeable, patient, pays attention. Yeah, knowledgeable, patient, pays attention.
That's real. That's some real things, real qualities. Now on the flip side, now what makes a person a good submissive? Because it's like some people don't know how to submit.
I would say one, know what type of submissive you are. Are you a service submissive? Do you like doing work for someone? Does it please you to uh, bring someone their coffee fixed just the way it is? Does it please you to get impact play? Do you enjoy getting impact play? If your pain threshold is your pain threshold high enough to enjoy impact play? Um, Being able to let your yes be yes and your no be no. Some people think a good submissive is just obedient. Not necessarily. Yes, they are obedient, but at the same time, they're being obedient because they want to be. Are you submitting to them because you really want to, or are you scared of them? And that's why you're submitting to them. So, and a good submissive knows they're brave enough to be like, no, I don't want this. Because that's also you got to be able to let someone know, no, this is too much for me. No, I don't want this. Or are you doing it because you're afraid of them? Because if you're doing it because you're afraid of them, they're not a dominant and you're not a submissive, you in an abusive relationship.
Ooh, still drop that dimes on them.
Are you
Y'all, we do
doing it
not.
because you want to do this? Or are you doing it because you're scared of them?
Ooh, you should not be with somebody you're afraid of. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how many you hear that. I'm like, you should not be afraid of this motherfucker. This is supposed to be your partner. Y'all supposed to be a team together. Not some, oh, I'm afraid of them, so I'm going to be with them. No, this ain't the Maury. This ain't no Maury show shit.
Yeah.
The
And
hell wrong with these people?
for the most part, when you look at DS dynamics, really and truly the submissive is the one that's in control.
Mm.
Because when they say green, that means I'm okay. You can hit me. You might could hit me a little harder. When they say yellow, the dominant has to slow down. When they say red, the dominant has to stop. So if you're giving your dominant cues that this is too much, or this pain is a little bit past my threshold, or I have a cramp in my leg, I need to stop standing like this, and they're not listening to you, then you might need to check your situation.
Yes, you gotta definitely check your situation. Now, because I had somebody like mention that they deal with somebody that can be impatient. Like, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that situation if, let's say, your woman's on, it's that time of the month for your woman? It's just that means y'all just don't even deal with each other, or how y'all navigate around that if the person just needs to get that fixed?
I would say that if your woman is on her period, then you need to shut up and do whatever the fuck you need to do to comfort that woman until her period is over.
And that's the same thing I thought. But some
Period.
men they be like, yeah, and that's the same thing I thought. But there's some motherfuckers that be like bugging their woman, like, is your period off? Motherfucker, let the woman live, man. Shit.
And I would say if you are, I mean, even, and it goes both ways. Like a man who has worked 12 hours a day and he is tired and he drove 2 hours in traffic, you know, let that man rest today and you get you some dick tomorrow, sis.
Yes.
If you're in a relationship with someone, then the last thing your partner should be worried about is you pressuring them for sex.
Agreed. Because it ain't that serious. You just gotta work with this person, especially if it's your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. This is one of the realest conversations we're having, y'all. Yes, this is part 2 of sex. So let's get to these erotic sex love languages.
Okay.
The 5 are energetic, sensual, sexual, kinky, and shapeshifter.
Yes.
The first one's called energetic. It's defined as someone who's turned on by anticipation, teasing, yearning, and longing. Their love like teasing on their skin. They can be challenged too much, too fast, and disassociate when they're overwhelmed. What do you think about that?
I I think that I like energetic people. I am an exhibitionist, so most energetic people are voyeurs. So as an exhibitionist, I gotta have voyeurs to look at me. So yeah, I like energetic people. I
Yeah.
can be quite the tease if I do say so myself.
So how do you like? So how does one deal with an energetic person if you're not energetic?
If you're not energetic, how would you deal with an energetic person if you was not energetic? I would say lots of foreplay, lots of kissing, making out, um, things like that. Things to lead up to sex, like lengthen out your foreplay session, and that's going to make the sex better if you have a person who is energetic.
Yes, that's real. The next one is called sensual. It says
Hmm.
it's someone who is turned on by all their senses being ignited. They mean they
Hmm.
love taste, smells, beautiful environments, delicious scents as part of their sexual play. They appreciate romantic gestures, connections, and closeness. They need to relax. They feel like they need to relax in a sexual place. Their biggest challenge is getting caught up inside the head of thinking of feeling. Now, what do you think about that? Because I feel like a lot of people fall into this one.
I am a sensual person. I do like a lot of things. I like the mood to be right. I have lighting and I like certain types of scents. And you see, I'm wearing stuff and there's it's a mood. It's a mood. All of this is really my lifestyle. It's really a mood. So, but I would also say less is more. All you
Ooh.
need is one light, one candle. You don't need seven, because seven, the room gonna get too hot. If
Oh.
you're doing a lot of things where you're tasting, you don't need all of the things. And if you're tasting, do the tasting in the kitchen. You don't necessarily want to mess up your sheets. And then, of course, there are certain food products that you shouldn't put on your genitals. So I would say you don't have to have all of the things. You can have this and this and this today. Have three things this time, three things next time. You don't have to have all the things.
That's real. And also, you might need to keep a set of backup sheets on deck because you know, let's just be real about it,
Yeah.
because it ain't good unless some sheets ain't wet.
Yeah, you gotta have put a towel down. Puppy, we use a lot of puppy pads.
Oh yes. Oh damn, puppy pads.
Gets wet.
Oh
Gets wet.
wow. That's a tip for y'all if y'all didn't know, by the way. All right, the next one is called sexual, meaning someone who is turned on by what we think of as sex as in our mainstream culture as orgasms, nudity, penetration, intercourse, and climax. They
Hmm.
they love sex and use it to relate to feel corrected. Arousal is usually easy for this type. The biggest challenge for them is their definition of sex, and they focus on the goal and not the journey. Now, what do you think of those people that just give
I
me the
think
sex?
just there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, shit, sometimes it just be good to you. Sometimes you just get caught up in the moment. I think that there's nothing wrong with that. But you just have to be open-minded to explore other avenues. But don't negate that, because we are humans and humans are animals. So we like titties. I like titties and hips and thighs and dad bods too, and dicks and balls and all of that. I like to see that stuff too.
Hell yeah, us man, we love to see the ass and cheeks. So love to see it all,
All of
even
it.
the face too. You know what I'm saying? The face,
Yes.
the lips, all of it. We love to
Yes.
see it
I'm
all.
very partial to feet. I like women because I am kind of tomboyish. So like I wear like Air Force Ones and loafers and boots, but I like to see a woman in high heels with her toes out and her toes done. Yes, I like it.
So a bonus question: do you think
Yes.
people like to get licked on down there and stuff? Because I see some people they're impartial to having their toes licked on, having their feet licked on.
I don't really like having my feet licked on. It tickles, and I'm a goofball, so I'll be laughing if you tickle me. But I do like to look. I do like to see a woman in nice heels.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is called kinky, which is someone who's turned on by taboo, which is there are two different types. There's psychological and there's sensation based.
Mm-hmm.
Psychological turns on include power play, surrender, and dominance. Sensations turn
Mm-hmm.
on based on sensation and spanking. The challenge for those most people who identify as kinky is shame for desiring something that's edgy or too taboo for them. Now this sounds
Absolutely.
like up your line right there.
It sure does. I am kinky. I do like taboo things. I like impact play. I like electro play. I like to see it as well. One of the things my husband and I like to do is I do like to watch him dominate other women, and he does like to watch me dominate as well. Um, yeah. And then, of course, and I guess it is hard. It's not hard for me, but I guess it is hard to be like, you're in your 40s, you've been married to this person 20 years, and now you say, honey, I think I want you to choke me. You know what I'm saying? I guess that can be kind of harder. Honey, I think I want you to put these clothespins on my thigh meat and spank the clothespins ever slightly. So I guess that kind of would be hard. And you don't know what your partner's going to think. Um, I thought that my husband would be disgusted by watching me flog another man, by him being a man. And he was like, you looked so sexy doing that. And he enjoyed it too. He was like, I loved watching you do it. So, you do kind of have a little bit of shame because you don't know what your partner's going to think. But you never know, your partner may just be freaky as you is.
Yes, again, that's the conversation you gotta have.
Yeah,
Now somebody told me about this a long time ago. Does choking with somebody really help them get there faster, help them come? Because
I
somebody told
would
me that a long, long time ago.
I would say choking people does not help them get there faster. But I would say some people do like choking. No, you shouldn't try to choke everybody. And absolutely, you should not let someone choke you unless you know that they've taken a class and they know how to do it correctly. But for me, yes, it does get me there. I won't say it doesn't get me there faster because I'm already there, but it does make it more intense.
Wait, hold up. There's a class on how to choke, motherfucker.
Yeah, you can take a class on how to choke because you're not, because when you choke someone, you're not cutting their air off per se. There is an advanced form of breath play that you can play where you are cutting someone's air off. I have not done that before because, of course, it's dangerous to cut someone's air off. But yes, you can. I would absolutely suggest if you want to be into breath play, you want someone to cut your air off, the both of y'all need to go take a class from a master fetish trainer in how to do that properly, because that's the last thing you want to do is kill somebody while you're
Exactly.
playing a
I
freaky
don't.
sex game. Yes,
Yes, I.
there's people who teach, because there's a way to slap, there's a way to punch, there's a way to spank. There's absolutely there's ways and techniques on how to do it. You just don't hit somebody all willy-nilly.
Wow,
There's a way to do it.
y'all heard it right here. Do not be. You can't hit somebody like you in the street and about to fight them.
Yeah. You can't be flogging somebody on the lower part of their back on top of where their kidneys are. That's not a good place to flog.
Hmm. Oh wow, y'all. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting courses y'all can take. But the last erotic love language is shapeshifter. And the
Shapeshifter.
shapeshifter is someone who's turned on by it all. If you like all the above, then you might be a shapeshifter. Shapeshifters love all the variety. They have a huge capacity for pleasure. They love having a long time language for all the things. They're wonderful lovers with a high erotic intelligence. The challenge for most shapeshifters is getting fully fed in their desires, since they can shapeshift to easily please others, but they're often told they're too much. What do you think about shapeshifters?
It's hard being a shapeshifter because I am often told that I am too much. um, be patient with your shapeshifter. And then as a shapeshifter, know that there is many ways to pleasure. There are many pathways to pleasure. And as a shapeshifter, my goal is to try to learn all of mine. I know where all of my hot spots are. If you touch me a certain kind of way, this is going to help me to orgasm. If you have someone, if they tell you that this is what they like, believe them. Just do that. That's all. You ain't got to do no extra with it. If they like you to cock your head to the left and lick across their vulva and across their clitoris instead of up and down, do that. Lick across. Don't lick up and down.
Oh,
That's a trick. If you're eating pussy, if you turn your head to the side and look across the clitoris, you cover more area and the woman gets more pleasure from it than just looking up and down.
oh, gotta try that. I gotta try that. So, what do you now? Last thing, what do you think about people on the BDSM? Or do you know any BDSMs on OnlyFans and stuff that be having their OnlyFans pages?
Yes, I do know a few people. There is a Black couple. They have a OnlyFans, and I think they have their own porn company. They're called Royal Fetish Films. It's a lady named Jet Setting Jasmine and a man named King Noir. They are master fetish trainers. I've watched a lot of their classes online. There is a man named Sir Marvelous. He's going to be at Exotica. I'm going to be at Exotica in Chicago. He is a Black Dom, and he is coming up the ranks in the BDSM lifestyle. There's a lady named Marla Stewart. She does Sex Down South in Atlanta, and she is a BDSM teacher. She teaches specifically a class on slapping. And I think she teaches a breath play class too. There is Carnival Risque out of Florida. They're not Black, but they are multicultural. Because I think the lady who is the wife, Goddess Els, I think like she's Latina, Colombian, something. Don't hold me to that. But they teach BDSM, they teach pet play. They're out of this place called Club Swingster. It's a lifestyle club down in Florida. So there's lots of.
Hey, that's my state, so I guess I'm gonna go find them because that's where I'm located. So I guess I gotta try to find them.
Royal Fetish is out of Florida too, I think. Royal Fetish Films. They're a Black. They're out of Florida as well.
Listen, I saw that Exotica. The next time it's in Miami, I might just have to show up. You know what I'm saying?
That's in July.
Ooh, you might catch your boy there, y'all. You might catch your boy there on the scene trying to recruit them people to come on the podcast and have this conversation like I have the Duchess over here. So might be recruiting them. So lastly, actually, second to last, what some people you think people should know? What some people should get out of this conversation today?
Don't be afraid of your sexuality. Be proud, be brave, whatever you are. If you're queer, if you're bi, if you're gay, if you're straight, if you like whatever you like, don't be ashamed of it, because there's somebody out there to match your freak. And don't be blind about it. Do your research. If you think that you might be into nipple play and having a nipple-gasm, don't be ashamed to go Google that shit and learn what having nipple play means. If you think you might be into electroplay, look that shit up and Google it. Find out what electroplay is. Don't let someone talk you into something and you don't necessarily know what it is. If someone asks you to give them a dirty Sanchez, go look up what dirty Sanchez is before you agree to doing that. It's a very gross sex act. I'll just say that. Go Google it. Go Google it. And your orgasm is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to know what you like to teach your partner.
That's real. That's real. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all, don't look up what the hell a dirty Sanchez is. Don't ever do that shit. I can't believe some motherfuckers who actually do that shit. Oh, hell no.
Exactly.
But lastly, why do people need to tap in with you, the Duchess Cashmere? Why do people need to tap in with your channel and what you got going on? Why do people need to tap in with you?
Because I do erotica like you've never seen. I tell fornication fairy tales, pussy poetry, and MILF monologues like you've never heard before. My podcast is streaming live on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and it gives you a real positive sexual perspective from a Black queer woman of color. Well, that's the kind of oxymoron, Black queer woman of color, but a queer woman of color. And I think that that is a perspective that is not shown in a positive light. I'm married, I'm Black, I'm a dominatrix, I'm bisexual. My husband and I both experience this lifestyle together. We play together, we play separately, we enjoy watching each other play. And as Black people, we should be about the fullness of life, and sexual orgasmic pleasure is one of the areas where we've denied ourselves long enough.
Agreed. We damn sure have. We damn sure have.
We deny ourselves all the time. So why not? We need to give our all to the bedroom.
Yes, we do. And there'll be more happy motherfuckers out there. Y'all motherfuckers won't be on social media talking shit about all the opposite sexes. Is you just fucked somebody that ain't good for you. And y'all didn't do the homework on it. Bottom line. But I want to thank you for coming on Liquor Talk today, Duchess Cashmere. Thank you for blessing the Liquor Talk with your presence. Remember, if you ever need me for anything, I'm here. I might be in Florida, but I'm just a DM away. So we're going to work together. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. And thank you to listeners for tapping into Liquor Talk. Remember, this is the conversations you can expect out of Liquor Talk. We are taking on for the 22 and the 23. Until the next time, we out this thing, y'all.